Alright, hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Yeah, on this channel I'll be teaching you so many things. Alright, on this segment I'll be teaching you how to cut a straight trouser, a straight pants trouser. How to cut a straight pants trouser using just two measurements, which is the length 39 and the hip 42. These are the two major measurements we need to cut this trouser. First of all, you take your reference line. This is your reference line. You roll it out, roll it already. This is your reference line. Then you take another one here, another reference line. Ensure that it's straight. Ensure that it's straight. A reference line. Next thing, you measure the length of the trouser. The length of the trouser is 39. You add 2 inch allowance, 2 inch for allowance, or better still, you just mark your 2 inch out here. 2 inch, your 2 inch. This 2 inch is for the folding allowance. So from you square it out. Square it out. Alright, your measurement now, this is your folding allowance. So your measurement now is starting from this place, which is your 39. Roll that to 39. Your 39. From this other edge, your 39 also. Back at your 39. Then square it. You square it. Alright. Now to get the uh, the rise, this is the rise here. To get the rise, or rather the lap measurement, you divide your hip which is 42 divided by 4 will give you 10.5. 10.5. You square it also. 10.5. So to get your knee measurements, you just measure from this place here, from this point, you measure downward 39 divided by 2, which is 19.5, minus 1.5 inch, or minus 1 inch, or minus 2 inch. But most times I prefer to leave it this way. Understand? I prefer to leave this 19.5. If you decide to minus 1.5, it will give you 18. If you decide to minus 2, it will give you 17.5. But most times I prefer to leave it this way. So I just divide it into 2, which is my 19.5. 19.5. Then I square the line also. So from this your knee measurement, you measure downwards 6 inch. Measure 6 inch down. You square the line also. After measuring 6, you square the line also. Now these are the major lines you need, which is the waist, the lap, your knee, your calf. This is your calf. Then this is the down part of it. Now you want to impute the measurements into this 42 and everything, into this whole stuff. But need I remind you that from this 39 inch, that's what we use in getting these lines, and 39 and 42, that's what we use in getting these whole lines out. If you don't ask anything you don't understand, ask your question and I will reply you. Drop your question at the comment section. Alright, to get your lap measurement, you divide this 42 into 4, which is 10.5. Then you add 3 inch to it. So meanwhile, your 10.5 here, Then add 3 inch to it, which is 10.5. You add 3 inch to it. Then from that 3 inch, then you measure inward 2 inch. Sorry, you measure 2 inch inward. So from this one, you have 13.5. Now this 13.5, you divide 13.5 into 2. We give you 6 half, then quarter, which is 6.75. To give you 6.75. So from this your reference line, you measure 6.75 at 6.75 at 6.75, 6.75, 6.75. You just rule it down. You join this line. This line is known as the gator line, or the midpoint of the trouser. This is the midpoint of the trouser or the gator line. From this line, this is where we're going to repeat our measurements. So for the waist measurement, just divide the exact measurement of the hip, which is 42 divided by 4. That's what we use for the waist measurements. So time to join the line. From this place now, which is of 42, which is the 10.5, you roll it down to this other line. You measure 2 inch inward. Alright, you join the lines. Then from this your waistline, you measure downward 1 inch for normal measurement. Then extra large, you measure 1.5. It depends on how the tummy is like. So from this your 1 inch downward, you come down to this reference line, measure another 1 inch inward. Another 1 inch inward from this part. Then you join this line to this, join this point to this point with a curve. You use a curve to join those two lines. Now, to get your knee measurements, all you have to input is just that same 10.5 you got from the hip measurement, which you divide. So you put 10.5. 10.5 divided by 2 will give you 5 and 5.25. 10.5 will give you 5.25. So 5.25, you put it here, 5.25. You roll there, you roll here. Then you come to this down part. Remember we divided this part into 2, which makes it 6 half quarter. Automatically, this 6 half quarter automatically becomes the down of the trouser. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So from this down of the trouser here, you measure your 6 and half quarter. Divide 6 and half quarter into 2, give you 3.5. Oh, no. To give you 3.25. 3.25, just 6 and a half. You are presenting to 6 and a half. So you give it 3.25. Or better still, to be on the safer side, you can just make it 6.75. You can just make it 7, which is 3.5. So you measure that to 3.5. Yeah, 3.5. Yeah. So on this part, you just add 3.5 half. So on this down part, you add extra half inch to it. So if here is 7, here should be 7.5. Then in case you bend, you will not have any issues. So from this part now you have 7 here, which is the down. The down is 7. So from this 7, you just add 1.5 inch to it, making it 8.5. So you bring that 8.5 to the calf. So this 8.5 will now be 8.25. 8.25. So now you join those points together. You join here. You join here. You join here. You join here. It is straight lines. I'm using a straight line. Meanwhile, if you have, I don't have an auto. Hip curve and don't leg curve. That's why I'm using a straight line. Then you join here. Then for this part here, for this part, it should be a little bit curvy. Should be a little bit curvy. Alright. So this is the front block. Then this part, remember you measure 2 inch from here. Now you measure 2 inch upward. From this part, you're joining the lines now. You make a curve. Yes. Make a curve. So this is the front block. This is the front block. Quick recap. This is the front. This is the front block. This is how to cut the front block. You can as well repeat this video often, over and over and again to better understanding. So now we're going to cut out front block. Meanwhile, if you follow every step by step, follow everything I taught you step by step, I've explained in this video, you will understand how to cut a perfect triangle without any error. It will save you the stress of writing so many measurements. You get? Oh, I forgot to add some other measurement. So to get the pocket, usually I use 8. You can also use 7, but I use 8 for adults, then 5 or 6 for children. So the pocket, measure 8 downward, measure 8 downward. Then from this part, you measure 2.5 inward. 2.5 inward. Then for the zip mark or the zip notch, you measure 6 or 6.5. Measure 6.5 downward. Then you just notch, you notch the half-inch inward. Then you notch here also. Then you notch here. You notch here. You notch for the zip. This is for the zip notch and all that. Then you can as well notch here, but you notch here, but just wait. Remember to indicate the back facing and the front face. Don't forget that there are 2 pieces here. There are 2 pieces here rather. 2 front block. That's for the front block. So to cut the back block, we'll be using the front block to cut the back block. You don't understand? Just hold on and as time goes on, you understand what I'm trying to say. We'll be using the front block to cut the back block. So what I'll do is I'll place this front block the opposite direction so I can get the back block. So to get a perfect line, you have to place it. Yeah. But meanwhile, you should be able to understand that we minus 1 inch from the front initially. So we're going to add 1 inch. We're going to add 1 inch to the back. We're going to add 1 inch to the back. Then we add extra 2 inch for the back rise. So making it 3. So you measure from here upward 3. Ensure that you have the 3 inches mark before you start any other thing. Meanwhile, it's more advisable to use the other line, your reference line, to measure 3 inch downward. Then you do your placement. You have your 3 inch there. So our next thing is to cut out. From here, you cut this part out first. So what I'm doing, just cut. Alright. You cut the inward part of it first, the in leg, cut it out. Meanwhile, sorry, you will notch this part also. That is starting point. So what you do is that this is where things get a little bit tricky rather. If you observe, we didn't add any allowance to the front when we were cutting it. No allowance was added. So what we do is that we adjust this one backward. Just it backward. From this downward to be 3 inch. To be 3 inch, 3 inch, 3 inch all the way up to the lap. 3 inch, 3 inch, 3 inch all the way up. Then on this part, you remember when you measure 2 inch upward from this place here, your 2 inch mark. This is your 2 inch mark. So from this 2 inch mark, you measure 2 inch arcs. 2 inch arc to that base. Then from here, which is the waist, you measure 1.5. All these measurements include both the what's called the zip, measure allowance for the zip to allowance for the side, allowance for the back, and that allowance also, they're all embedded in these measurements. So all you have to do is how all you have to do is roll it straight. Then this part now, you get the curve. Remember you measure 1 inch inward there. So your line is going to your slope is going to stop at the 1 inch mark there also. Then you rule this line out. Rule this line out. So from this your 2 inch mark, you make a curve. You make a curve. So from this part now, you cut it out. This is the part I said it gets a little bit trigger. So you can as well pause, watch, and rewatch again for proper understanding. If you follow every procedure, everything I've explained in this video, if you follow it properly, you will never make an error. You can't, in fact, you can't make an error if you follow everything properly. And it will save you the stress of measuring this, measuring that, measuring everywhere. Although it's better if you can do that, it's very okay. But for me, I can't measure such. So for the depth allowance, remember we have 1 inch allowance for you, 1 inch allowance for everything. So all you have to do is to measure 5 inch from this edge. This is for adults. Measure 5 inch. You do the notching. You notch each also. So this is your front block, and this is your back block. You just chalk, indicates it. Then on this part, I usually notch almost everywhere on my trouser. So on this part, you notch it also here, which is your folding allowance. You notch it so it will be easier for you to switch. It's easier for you to iron and fold. So for this segment, this is for trouser. Then those other curves you have, there are those little curves. This could be this. You can use this one for your pocket facing. This one for your pocket facing. For your pocket facing. There's one for your zip flap. This could be your. You can use this one for your zip flap. You also chalk it to indicate the back or the front, or the wrong and the right side. So this is for your zip flap, this for your pocket facing, then this is for the front and back block of the trouser. So on our next video, I'll be teaching you how to gum. And this will be on how to gum a trouser. Thank you for watching, and thanks for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Shalom.